Good evening, my yogi friends. Yogi Wade here today with another moon salutation for us all this evening. The moon salutation is a much more calming and opening energy than our sun salutations. And it gives us this space to really open up and grow and expand. We start with our arms over our heads, lifting up through the side body as tall as we can, our feet about hip distance apart, the insides of the feet trying to be parallel, feeling a solid foundation on the mat. Let's take the left hand and grab the right palm between the little finger and the wrist and fold off to the left as we exhale, filling our crescent pose. Coming back up to center. We're going to try the other side. Deep inhale as we lengthen here. We exhale as we fold off to the right. Getting rid of all the stale air as we fold. Inhaling back up to center. Let's flip back to the other side, and this time lift our big toe up as a kickstand on the left side as we exhale off to the left. Taking most of the weight on the right foot. Coming back to center, flipping our grip overhead. We'll try the right foot as the kickstand. Maybe testing your weight entirely on that outside foot. If you can lift the opposite foot. We'll do one more time to the left. Exhaling into the fold, the weight comes onto the right foot. Maybe you lift that left heel up. And we'll step out to the side, finding our wide-legged stance. Lifting up, our legs can be a little bit wide here as we're squeezing our feet in. We can open our arms up into a 5-pointed star, looking up, opening the heart, expanding in all directions. And then bringing our hands to our heart, shoulders on the back, bending the knees, finding a little horse squat here, horse pose, also known as the goddess squat. So we can bounce a little bit and fold forwards, lifting our tailbone up behind us, maybe taking a long downward facing dog. Bringing our arms all the way as far as they'll go, and we can walk our arms back behind us, bring the top of the head down towards the mat. Coming back up to center, let's walk our hands over to the left. Framing the right foot. And we'll walk our hands over to the right. Spinning our toes in this direction, maybe shortening our stance. We'll find our pyramid pose. We can come up standing tall. Our hips square. Our feet maybe hip distance apart. Opening the chest, lengthening the spine. Our arms can come out to airplane as we come parallel to the mat. And maybe we can bring our hands behind our back and hold them. Maybe we can find the tips of our fingers and then press the palms together, finding a reverse prayer pose. And when you get there, you open the heart as you bow. Feeling that release in the wrists. Bring our arms back out. Bring the back knee down to the mat. Find our Anjaneyasana. Squaring the hips, opening the heart, lifting up. Finding the back bend as we reach for the wall behind us, opening the heart to the ceiling. Feeling the core strong to protect the back every time you do a back bend. Squeezing the palms together as we bring them back to our heart. Let's come down to frame that front foot and take a Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. If a splits is part of your practice, you can jump into that now. Otherwise, take this moment to open up those hamstrings and work on our splits. We'll walk our hands to the inside of the foot,
Finding a lizard lunge, maybe coming onto the forearms. And giving ourselves some little hip circles. And come back onto our hands. Knife edge of the left foot. Find our crouching tiger pose. Staying here with the knee just over the ankle as much as you can. Trying to sink those hips as low as you can. Feeling that squat in the leg. Bring our hands back to center. We can either walk our feet or float them into a malasana squat in the center of the mat. Finding our stability here. Taking a bind on each side. That's just what the shoulders need after all these chaturangas we've been working on. Try it on the other side. And then with the hips that open, we can place the hands onto the mat and test our crow pose. Seeing how long and comfortably we can float here, where can we find our balance, even if it's just for a fleeting moment, rejoicing that it's always there. And we can step, hop, or float into our crouching tiger on this other side. The knee just above the heel. I like to keep it a little bit wide. Letting those hips sink as low as they'll go. Feeling that leg. We'll bring the hands down. Square the hips to the opposite side of the mat. We'll start with our lizard lunge on this side. We're going to work back up in the opposite order. Sinking into those hips, maybe taking our hip circles. Coming back up onto our hands. Let's find our half splits, runner stretch, maybe Hanuman asana, whichever variation of it works for you. Pointing those toes as we square the hips and shoulders. Bowing the heart to the toes. Maybe taking a lifted version, as you like. We're going to find our Anjaneyasana. Maybe shortening the stance a little bit for that. Our low lunge. Feeling how open the hips have become through the course of this practice. On this side, this feels more awake and aware. It's releasing everything of that tension that we store in the hips. Bring our hands back to frame that front foot. Tuck our toes behind us, finding our pyramid pose, squaring the hips. Find a solid flat back, and then bring our hands either to bind the fingers or into a reverse prayer. Pressing the fingertips, then the knuckles and palms together, and then bowing forward, keeping that heart open and the spine long. Finding our pyramid pose. Releasing everything from the wrists and then bringing our arms out long. Let's come up with our hands to our heart. Spin our toes forwards. Standing tall, lifting up our 5-pointed star, expand in all directions. Trying to spread the mat from beneath your feet. And then we'll bend, finding the squat and squeezing the mat beneath you, pulling everything in, including the core, feeling your energy build. And expanding into our 5-pointed star. Lifting in all directions, feeling that energy release. Let's bring our hands to our heart. Wiggle our feet to the top of the mat. And take a bow to release. Taking this moment to be proud of yourself for taking this time to step onto the mat and take care of you. You can find yourself in a seated posture and take a moment of clear, peaceful, dedicated time for your meditation to find how you can channel this energy we've been able to cultivate together through this practice. Noticing yourself fully aware and present. You are everything you need to be right now. Life is a gift, and thank you for being a part of mine. Namaste.